Dancing into Forever, Chapter 1, A Night to Remember. Chantel Henry was enjoying her evening at the Riu Hotel in Ocho Rios with a group of close friends, the tropical air buzzing with excitement. The music pulsed through the speakers, blending with the laughter and conversations that filled the night. It was one of those carefree moments when everything seemed perfect: the breeze, the music, and the company. Little did she know that this night would change her life forever. As the DJ spun the track Row Like a Boat by Binny Man, the crowd surged to the dance floor. People were moving to the rhythm, laughing and letting loose when Chantel's friend nudged her, a playful grin on her face. "Look at that guy over there," her friend said, pointing toward the center of the dance floor. Chantel followed her gaze and immediately spotted him. There he was, dancing like he owned the place, rowing his boat with dramatic movements that were both hilarious and strangely captivating. His confidence, the way he didn't care who was watching, made everyone stop and take notice. His name was Ewart Gale, though she didn't know it yet. All Chantel could think about in that moment was how this stranger, with his infectious energy and sense of humor, had the entire room entertained. The group of friends couldn't stop laughing. And before long, someone suggested they invite him over to join them. Why not? He seemed fun, and this was a night for good vibes. So, with a smile, one of Chantel's friends called him over. Ewart, still grinning from ear to ear, walked off the dance floor and joined their group. His laughter was contagious, and soon the entire group was mimicking his moves, laughing and joking about the absurdity of it all. The atmosphere was light, and the conversation flowed effortlessly. Later that night, as they stood together sipping drinks and sharing stories, Chantel found herself drawn to Ewart's easygoing personality. He was different, genuine, full of life, and kind. What started as a fun, carefree night of dancing turned into something much more memorable. Before the night ended, they exchanged numbers along with the rest of the group, promising to stay in touch. Little did they know, this was the beginning of a love story that would last a lifetime. Chapter 2, Friendship Blossoms. After that fateful night in Ocho Rios, Chantel and Ewart kept in touch. What started as occasional messages and friendly phone calls soon blossomed into something more. They talked about everything: their jobs, their families, their dreams, and their faith. Ewart's warmth and humor continued to draw Chantel in, and she found herself looking forward to their conversations more and more. As months passed, they grew closer, their friendship deepening into something neither of them had expected. Ewart, who had always been open about his love for God, inspired Chantel in ways she hadn't anticipated. His faith was unwavering, a source of strength that only made her admiration for him grow. But it wasn't just his faith that connected them. Ewart had a way of making her laugh, even on the hardest days. He was always there, listening, offering support, and making her feel special. And while Chantel had never been one to rush into relationships, something about Ewart felt right. One evening, while they were on the phone, Ewart spoke softly, his voice serious for once. "Chantel, I've been thinking a lot lately," he said, pausing as if searching for the right words. "About us. I know we've been friends for a while now, but I know I want more than that. I care about you, more than I've cared about anyone before." Chantel's heart skipped a beat, like she had been feeling the same way but hadn't been sure how to bring it up. Now, hearing those words from him, everything seemed to fall into place. "I feel the same way," she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. "I wasn't sure how to tell you, but I've been thinking about you a lot lately." From that moment on, their friendship turned into something much deeper. Love grew slowly, built on trust, shared values, and the connection they had first felt on that dance floor. It was no longer just about laughter and late-night phone calls. It was about building something real together. Chapter 3, Growing Together in Faith. As Chantel and Ewart's relationship deepened, so did their commitment to each other and to God. They began attending church services together, finding comfort and guidance in their shared faith. It was something they both cherished, being able to grow spiritually together, supporting each other through the highs and lows of life. Ewart's passion for his faith only strengthened Chantel's own beliefs. He was her rock, her constant, and together they navigated the complexities of life. They prayed together, dreamed together, and supported each other's goals. It became clear that their relationship wasn't just about romance, it was about a partnership grounded in love and faith. It wasn't long before Ewart proposed, and with tears in her eyes, Chantel said yes. The wedding was a beautiful celebration of their love, surrounded by friends and family who had watched their relationship bloom from that first night in Ocho Rios. It was a day filled with joy, laughter, and most importantly, the presence of God. Chapter 4. A new chapter begins. Not long after they were married, Chantel and Ewart welcomed their daughter, a beautiful blessing who filled their lives with even more love and joy. Becoming parents only strengthened their bond. They leaned on each other, growing as individuals and as a couple, always keeping their faith at the center of everything they did. Their journey wasn't always easy. Marriage and parenthood rarely are. But with each challenge they faced, they turned to God and to each other for strength. They had built their life on a solid foundation of love, trust, and faith, and it carried them through even the toughest of times. Their home was filled with music, laughter, and love, just like that night at Riu Hotel when they first met. Ewart's sense of humor and joy for life never faded, and Chantel often found herself reminiscing about that moment on the dance floor where it had all begun. Chapter 5. A Love That Endures. Years passed, and Chantel and Ewart continued to serve the Lord together, raising their daughter with the same values and faith that had brought them together in the first place. Their love story wasn't about grand gestures or fairy tale romance. It was about the everyday moments, the prayers whispered late at night, the laughter shared over dinner, and the support they gave each other in times of need. Chantel often thought back to that night in Ocho Rios, how one playful moment on the dance floor had led to a lifetime of love and partnership. She smiled as she watched Ewart play with their daughter, his laughter filling the room just as it had that night. In the end, it wasn't the dancing that had brought them together. It was the shared faith, the love they had nurtured, and the unshakable bond they had built together. Their love was a testament to the power of friendship, faith, and the beauty of growing together. And as they continued their journey, hand in hand, Chantel knew that no matter what life threw at them, they would always have each other and the love of God to guide them. End of chapter 5. Story to be continued.